Hello, this is Cody with F is for Fanatic. We are talking all things FSU this week. We did a live stream. Sorry about some of the quality issues on that. We talked to Holly from High Top Sports. We had some internet issues. Um, that's something with starting a new podcast. Everything's not going to be perfect. Um, so the topic we're kind of talking about, can FSU win a natty this year? They're kind of loaded. They're doing things to the beat of their own drum. They are recruiting 16th this year in high school, but they're number 2 in the nation in transfers in the transfer portal. And Mike Norvell has deemed himself king. So it's one of those things. Can he make up for some of the lack of elite talent in high school with transfers? He's got some good ones from the transfer portal. His star quarterback, 6-year super senior, Jordan Travis, is coming back. It doesn't seem like anybody can bring that guy down. He's slicker than a greased up hog. And then he has the big wide receiver out of Arizona State. Let's take a look at their schedule and see if this is even going to be possible. So first up, they have LSU early. And if you're going to play a tough team, I always say play them early. You can play for them all year long. You get them early. You can maybe get them before they kind of figure things out. I think I give FSU the win on this one. Then you play USM. I think that's an easy win. Then you go at Ball, and I think that's an easy win. Then you go at Clemson. Depending on Clemson's quarterback situation, they haven't been great after Trevor Lawrence has left. DJ Aluga. Sorry if I butchered his name, but never the guy. They've been so. Some people say that their head coach is on the hot seat. I think that's kind of ridiculous, but that's for other people to say. Virginia Tech, that's a definitely very winnable. A Syracuse team. Duke at Duke, it looks like. I think that's an easy win also. And Wake Forest. Wake Forest is always a tough game for them. They play that slow mesh, but Wake Forest's quarterback goes to Notre Dame, so we don't know what kind of offense they're going to know. We know what style of offense they're going to play, but we don't know if it's going to be all that great. They're not going to have the same quarterback. They're going to be coached well. They're going to tackle well. The defense is going to be good. Then you get Pitt early before it gets nasty up at Pitt, which I think is good. Being a Florida State team, hopefully it's not too cold. I think that's winnable, a very winnable game. So we're going through here, and you're chugging right along. Okay, then you have Miami, and Miami's always back, right? No, they're not. They bring in a top 4, 5, 6 recruiting class. I don't know exactly where they're at. Depends on who you look for. I personally only look at 247. That's the only true recruiting site out there. All the rest are fake news. I like 247 personally. They seem to be less volatile than the rest. But those guys are young. Those guys are true freshmen. Mario Cristobal, even at Oregon, always lost the big games. He's just not a winner. My dad and I have talked about that a lot. Some coaches are just not a winner. That was Mullen's knock at Florida. He definitely could coach the X's and O's, but Mullen was just not a gamer, as my dad puts it. So I think you win there. Then you have UNA. So easy chalk up one there. Then you go to Florida. Now, team, no matter what, it doesn't matter what the record is. We saw that 2 years ago. Mullen got fired, and uh, the whole Florida team basically just showed up and Damian Pierce took the team on his back and ran into the end zone without his dang helmet. So you just never know what what kind of game that's going to be. Last year it was a thriller at Florida State, so that was a fun one. Um, but when you look at the schedule, minus Florida, let's say you lose that game, you're one loss, you're in the playoffs. Okay. Now, do I think they beat Georgia? I don't know. But it would be pretty dang impressive if Florida State with a top 16 class in high school could squeak into the playoffs. And if they get lucky with an ultra experienced quarterback that nobody can bring down, I mean, I'm telling you, the guy just when I watched that Florida game again, he had guys hanging off of him. It was Mike Vick, Lamar Jackson in their prime esque. I mean, just could not bring him down. It was like they dipped him in baby oil. I mean, he is so slick, slippery, um, and very accurate. I think this year they're built. They go and get Jakeem Bell from South Carolina, the big tight end, powerful tight end. I think he played a little running back also because they were so beat up at running back this year. South Carolina was. So you get a multiverse weapon there. You, I mean, they're built now to win a natty. So we'll see if they can do it. Georgia's going to be depleted in the draft, but they're depleted every year in the draft. Alabama just signed a bunch of 5 stars again, and Alabama is always Alabama. They're going to be pissed off because they didn't make the playoffs. So um, there is that. But I'm telling you, do not sleep on Florida State, and I am a Florida fan. They are going to be a scary team this year. As long as Mike Norvell doesn't shoot himself in the foot, they will be scary because they are set up to just steamroll this schedule here. It's very easy. It is very winnable. There are key matchups to to make a case to the college football committee, saying, "Oh, we beat LSU, we beat Florida, we beat Clemson, we beat Wake Forest, who usually is they do usually are a top 25 team. There's 1, 2 of those top 25 teams in there. We deserve to be there." That's kind of my case on this. How FSU's road to the Natty could be there. Now, as a Florida fan, that kind of makes me sick a little bit, but it's better than Miami. When Florida State is good, it's better for the whole state. What's interesting is if they do it, if they win a Natty, this would be the first team to win a Natty without winning the conventional way of recruiting in a top 3 class. So years before, dating back, I don't even know how long. I think it's all the way since the playoffs started. You had to have a top 3 team to win the national championship in high school recruiting, I believe. Um, and Florida State is not doing that in high school. What Mike Norvell is doing is he's going in and getting kids in the portal. He is Bill Belichicking essentially the free agency. That's what he is doing. He's saying, listen, we're going to try to get the kids that we can get through high school, and we're going to fill in what we need through the portal. And he's really struck big on a lot of good players. That wide receiver they got from Arizona State last year, and Florida got Pearsall from Arizona State too, which makes you scratch your head. What was Arizona State doing with those two guys? How'd they not do anything? But that's besides the point. Um, So, he is Bill Belichicking the transfer portal for sure. Um, NIL wise, I don't really know what they're doing. I'm not that deep into Florida State. I don't cover them that much. I they're not making national news like Florida just did, so that's probably a good thing. I know they have the Battle Ends, I think it's called. Is their NIL? That's their NIL group, I believe. Their collective. So, but they're doing it a very, very unconventional way. And this year they are set up to make a run, and their team is set up to make a run, and it's set up right now. Florida State for natty or bust. If they don't do it this year, then it's a waste. I don't see them doing it next year, just because of the quarterback position. You got to get it done. Let's just take one last look at this schedule. I mean, let's see here. Yeah, so your three tough games: LSU early. That's the very first week, and like I said, if you want a tough team, you want to get them early. It's like I say. If I'm a college football program, I want to play Bama week 1. Okay, I want to get them while it's early. Then you got Clemson. You got Clemson early too. You got Clemson week 4 when they're still trying to figure everything out. And you got to think this is college football. The tackling's not going to be good week 1. It's not going to be good week 4. So you could get it done. And then you got Wake Forest, which is always tough. That's kind of in the middle of the season. That's that's a game. Circle that game. If they beat Wake Forest, that's it. They're making a run. I think they can beat Wake Forest and still lose to Florida and still make the playoffs if they win out. If they win every single game. As long as the Florida loss is not a blowout. I mean, you can't go into Gainesville and lose to Florida by 21 points. I don't think Florida's built like that. Their offense isn't. Billy Napier's going to run it down your throat. They're not going to blow the doors off of you like that. That if you lose by 7 points or a field goal, that's fine. I think going Tammy and hang half 100 on Miami. That'd be great. Make your statement there. That game at Florida, and there you go. You are in the playoffs, and then obviously you got to play the big dogs. But as long as Jordan Travis stays healthy and you have all your weapons stay healthy, boy, this is gonna be a tough team. So all right, this wraps it up with the Florida State week, the Florida State recap. Like I said, sorry for the technical difficulties earlier during the live. I appreciate Holly from High Top Sports coming on here earlier today. Thank you very much. We're going to keep pushing out the content. I'm going to try to do a live show possibly tomorrow. It depends just on schedule. This is Cody with F is for Fanatic, and we will see you later.